Hi, welcome back to CZR channel. The DJI Mini 2 lithium polymer battery, or maybe it was a LiHV, a higher voltage version of Lipo battery, has a rated auto discharge by DJI and it will self-discharge itself if it is stored at more than 72%. While most Lipo or LiHV battery will gradually discharge itself very slowly eventually, by keeping it at 100% full capacity, and depending on the slow discharge not rated by DJI, the lifespan of the battery could be ruined. But there seems to be an issue that it does not perform the rated auto discharge by DJI if the battery is placed inside the charging hub or the aircraft securely. Actually, it has been reported as early as November 2020, few weeks after the Mini 2 launch, and some has recently discovered the cause for this issue. I've also seen that there are mixed results, and some users claim that the rated auto discharge still works even if it is placed securely inside the charging hub or the aircraft. If the rated auto discharge still works inside or outside of the charging hub, well, that's good for you. Or maybe not. Well, it depends on individual preference. But if it wasn't performing the rated auto discharge inside the charging hub, and you want that to happen, you might need to disconnect the battery terminal from the charging hub. So I got interested in this topic and thought want to find out what actually happened, but unfortunately I do not own a DJI Mini 2, so I could not perform the test by myself. Lucky enough, I have a helpful social buddy that are willing to run some tests for me. Shout out to you, Mr. Eddie Abdurrahman and Asmir Ismail. Thanks bro. It's just a very simple test with two fully charged battery. Leave one battery terminal connected inside the charging hub and another one outside the charging hub separately without connecting to anything for 5 days. You can also perform the same test and see what is the result. Maybe you can let me know at the comment below. As per the user manual, it should discharge itself to approximately 72% after 5 days. So let's take a look at the test result. The battery number 1 is stored terminal connected inside the charging hub. Ignore the battery number 2 as it wasn't part of the test. The battery number 3 is separated and not connected to anything. When you press the button on the charging hub, you can see that the battery number 1 is displaying 4 solid light, probably still holding close to maximum charge, while battery number 3 has 3 solid and 1 blinking light that is not holding full charge anymore. Now, let's take a look at the voltage of these two batteries. Battery number 1 still holding at 0.65 watt, that is quite close to the maximum rated voltage of 8.8 watt. While battery number 3 is holding at 0.43 watt, and he claimed that the battery is at 80%. Even though it does not quite match what's written in the user manual, at least it shows sign of rated auto discharge as compared to the one that were kept terminal connected inside the charging hub that probably gradually discharged due to its nature. I found this graph for the 4.2 watt Lipo battery as reference. Since this Mini 2 battery has a sign that it is most probably a LiHV battery with a maximum of 4.4 watt per cell. I've done some simple calculation by simply reduce 4.5% from 4.4 watt to get somewhere around 4.2 watt. So I can use this graph as a reference. If we refer back to the test sample earlier, battery 1 that's still holding at 0.65 watt minus by 4.5%. It will then become at 0.26 watt or 4.13 watt per cell. That falls between 95 to 90%, which could be the gradual discharge. And battery number 3 that holding at 0.43 watt minus by 4.5%, it will then become at 0.05 watt or 4.025 watt per cell. That falls around 80%, which sounds about right as what my buddy claimed. Again, these are just for reference and might not be accurate, as there are other factors like the age of the battery, cycle count, temperature, state of charge, and how the BMS battery management system works to provide the value of voltage, capacity, and so on. Anyway, I called up some of my Lipo friends and also did a bit of research. since the Lipo or LiHV battery does not like being stored in a full charge or full discharge state, it is recommended to always store it at 3.85 watt per cell or approximately 70% based on this flight log that I've got if you wish to maintain the normal lifespan of your DJI Mini 2 battery. And it's best to store it inside a fireproof bag for everyone's safety. Of course, all of this is subject to personal preference and how often you use it or how often you store it long term. So it's up to your decision if you want to take a little bit of hassle to maintain it or just don't care at all. Thanks for watching and see you on my next video.